for having me, my brother, and good evening to your listeners.
I hope I pronounced your name well. I've never heard it before. Is that German or Ever?
You did perfectly well, as if you knew the name already. Thank you.
Okay. So where's Ketchups from? And Atengle sounds Ever, but Ketchups, that I've not heard it before.
Yeah, Keshav has a German origin, but it basically means someone who works on the church's farm. So let's say we are working for the farm of Ghana.
Oh, I see. And Atengle is Ever, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Tell me why you want the constitutionally instructed exercise to be put on hold, and I mean the by-election to replace the late MP for Ayawaso East.
All right. Thank you, Omar. So our laws that govern the conduct of elections, especially at the political party level, makes it clear that political parties must be organized, and governed with democratic principles. And you and I will certainly share a common view on the way political parties are organized in this country, the organization and some of the practices. And this move we are taking is kind of similar to what reform Watson and Co are also pursuing, considering the structure, the delegate system of political parties, which is very undemocratic. And especially in this very case of the by-election, it's clear the level of vote, the influence, the voter influence, the vote buying, and all of such things, which the NDC itself, with its duly constituted committee to review the election, have kind of come out to confirm that there was widespread, voter buying, and so but then the party leadership kind of take a position that considering the time constraints and some other considerations, they would want to proceed with that. But we want to remind the court that the laws of the country, forbid such undemocratic processes, which different actors in the country have condemned, including the NDC. When the opposition, the NDC does it, we all, castigate them, speak against such practices. Likewise, when the NDC does it. So why, if we all have an agreement that these things must be undone with in our body policy, why do we want to proceed, especially when this very time the party itself and its structures has confirmed it? Why do we want to proceed with that? And we kind of challenge the court to look at the laws, the constitution, and the Political Parties Act, as they are supposed to conduct these things in a free and fair manner. This what happened in Ayawaso East doesn't show any sense of free and fair practice, and so we want to call on the court to annul the results. And it will be very disappointing to have the EC proceed with the process with this candidate. Some of these things might be difficult for the EC to do because of the political economy structures, the incentives and the inhibitors in our system. But it's a reason we want. If the EC cannot take that decision by itself, we will want to then compel the courts to get the EC to act in that manner.
Okay, this is interesting. I mean, we do know what the decision of the courts in the past have been. For instance, in the Zaneto case, we have been told at what point the Electoral Commission is involved and at what time we can start talking about a candidate. Now, the NDC would be filing or has already sent its candidate to the EC. The NPP has sent their independent candidates who have also filed. Now, if the party decides that this is the one who is representing us, why would the High Court say we will not let that person represent us? Based on what?
It contravenes the laws of the country. Specifically, the Political Parties Act.
Where you have evidence to back that because a court has determined someone's guilt or otherwise in this process?
So we have the arguments to make and the evidence of the undemocratic practice, which contravenes the very principles of the Constitution and the act that governs political parties.
So you are going to invite the court to litigate this matter, ask for evidence, bring in witnesses, and hear whether or not there was an unlawful act prior to a primary of a party before filing.
Very much the case.
Is that not a very tall order in inviting the court to engage in what it may not necessarily be involved in?
The court is the avenue, the arena for these kind of things to be discussed and set the correct precedent. So far, nobody has taken this issue up, for which reason we think it is worth taking up, and let's see what the court will say. If the court will want to agree with them, then we all live to see such a point.
So why don't you sue the NDC then, which is the vehicle you have a problem with? Why should the state be interested? Maybe it's an internal NDC matter. Sue the NDC and say your candidate did A, B, C, D, and we think that it is not proper. Why do you have to then halt the by-election?
It is an internal NDC matter, but the candidate will be presented by the NDC for the by-election.
Yes, so you want to then sue the state. All right. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm sorry, we lost him there. That's Ketchup, Sir Atengbele. He's Director of Policy Research